The American on ESPN+. Must be that time of year again in Greenville, painting the town purple. It's college football time. The Campbell Fighting Camels make the cross-state trek to take on the East Carolina Pirates. Good evening from East Carolina alongside Doc Holliday. Joe Torty, so glad to have you aboard here. And Doc, both of these teams, Campbell with URI and ECU with NC State, would say despite tough losses, they could have won those games.
Exactly. When you look at both of those games from both of those teams, they were in it. They had a chance to win it, but unfortunately both coming into today's game with the loss. And guess what? Somebody else is going to leave with the loss after today's ball game is over, Joe.
Well, for ECU, head coach Blake Harrell's going to try to make sure that does not happen. He took over a program that was heading the wrong way and did enough to earn the full-time head coaching job.
And that's what you call having an immediate impact. Microwave winning. That's what Blake Harrell, when he got the job, that's exactly what they started doing.
Let's take a closer look at what was going on, pardon the pun, before Harrell righted the ship in the last 6 games for the Pirates.
That's just outstanding, man. 3-4 the first 7 games, in the last 6 games, 5-1. And look at the points. That just goes to show you what he can do and what he brings to this program.
It's an absolutely beautiful night for football here in East Carolina. Take a look at the weather conditions for today. 90 degrees. We expect that to drop, obviously, as the sun goes down, but they're used to this in East Carolina. Group is ready here, and this is the first time that this rabid home crowd is getting to see their crew. Doc, what was the home opener like for you?
Man, it's always exciting, especially if you've been on the road the week before and you come in with an L, you just get antsy because you see your parents, you see your classmates, and you see your girlfriend in the stands too. And so you're able to come out here and ball out and get excited, being able to perform before everybody.
ECU set to receive this kick. We are just about to get underway here. For Campbell, the kickoff specialist is Riley Sullivan, the sophomore with a very strong leg. Could also see him place kicking as well. That's normally Alex Crabb's spot. We'll see how Campbell opts to deploy their kickers. We're underway in Greenville. Headed towards London Montgomery. He lets it soar over his head, and now we'll get our first look at this East Carolina offense led by quarterback Caden Hauser.
We talk about Caden Hauser. People say Caden likes to stand back there and just throw the rock, and he does. Check him out, play action. Got him. Skinny post. That's the touchy. Then he goes at play action. Another one. Quick slant. Same wide receiver making something happen, but they'll be like, Caden, he not only goes air game, he can also go ground game. Play action, I keep that, and I'm going to show you a little quickness, and I'm going to show you a little speed. And he gets gone, stumbles, but he makes it to the end zone, and then Caden again. He's just an overall great quarterback.
Parker Jenkins motions into what was an empty backfield. He gets the first carry of this game, lowers his shoulder over the 30-yard line before he is eventually stopped by Logan Liverman, the leading tackler for Campbell. Take one more look here at Caden Hauser and what he's been able to put together. This is the first time since 8th grade he hasn't been in a position battle. Unquestioned starter for the first time.
That's huge, huge for his confidence as well.
Going to the air, and it's broken up incomplete. Looking for Anthony Smith, the NC State transfer and the leading receiver from a season ago.
Looking for Anthony Smith, and everybody knows Anthony Smith is good, but that's just great defensive back play by number 1-2, the cornerback over there to break that up.
Now last week, this was the problem against NC State. The first 4 drives were 3 and outs for ECU. Looking to pick it up here on 3rd and 5. For the middle, Hauser has his man. It's Smith who gains the sticks, and it takes a host of Camels to knock him down.
And I love that. That's just easy money, man. You know, it's 3rd and short. If you're going to give me that, you're going to give me some space. You're going to play zone, so I just curve around. Nice little stop route, and Caden Hauser just a pitch and catch.
This is a group that likes to go fast. John David Baker, the offensive coordinator, it's kind of a hallmark of his offenses. Finds Jenkins in the slot now on the reception, and Jenkins up to the 45-yard line. And now we take a look at the impact players, and it starts up front for ECU.
Of course it does with the center, Darius Bell, 6'5", 300 pounds, he's a senior. He has to make sure everybody is in the box and everybody is identified in the box. And on the other side, JoJo Pace, he got to be nice in the defensive backfield.
Floating, looking, has his man, Yannick Smith. toe-tapping catch at the 32-yard line, and a big conversion there for a big-time player in Smith.
When I tell you that's absolute beautiful ball, this is what Caden Hauser can do. He stands tall back there, and Yannick just goes to get it, throws him open, and just perfect placement of the football.
Jenkins with the carry once again as this warp speed offense continues. Muscles down to the 27-yard line. Good pickup there on first down.
I love Jenkins. He's a big, strong guy. You see the feet. You see the tap. He got the Sammy Davis. I love to see big backs go right up the field, north and south.
Visiting with the coaches earlier this week, they said, you know, college football 26, he's your creative player if you're a running back. Smith makes the catch and lowers the punishment as well before he is escorted out of bounds by Donovan Fillard.
This is what you call methodical movement down the field this first drive of the game. But this is what this ECU offense wants to do, keep people off balance and play fast. And right now, Campbell is way off balance.
First down and 10 for ECU inside Campbell's territory, inside the red zone at the 19. High snap, Hauser pulls it down. Looking over the middle, complete, has his man Riles, the tight end, walks in for the score. Touchdown, Purple Pirates.
When you talk about a beautiful design of the play, this nice little play action, I'm looking at the running back coming out the backfield, going on the wheel route, but then you just get him out in the flat, and this is what he does. Big tight end, wide open, walks in for an easy 6. And the Pirates starting this home opening the way you want to start it. Put 6 on the board.
Andrew Conrad getting his first kicking action of the season. Extra point is up, and it is good. East Carolina strikes first. 12:32 to go in this opening quarter. And the Pirates march down the field, looking good in front of this home crowd. We'll take a look at the defense when we return. East Carolina, led by Riles, into the end zone. Caden Hauser topping off this drive with a 19-yard touchdown toss. And he knew it right away as soon as Riles made that catch that he was going to be running into the end zone and starting this game off right for ECU. Along with Doc Holliday, Joe Torty, glad that you could join us here in Greenville, North Carolina. 5 of 6 was Hauser on that opening drive, marching them down the field, converting on 3rd down. As Everett Scott puts this one high into the air, it's fielded, and a return. Increasingly a rarity here in college football, but not too far past the 21-yard line. And that's where Campbell's offense will take over. Head coach Braxton Harris in his 3rd season now in full leading this program. As you take a look at what they've put together here, and Campbell has run a multiple quarterback system. We expect that to continue today. Led by Camden's 6-killer McNeese transfer. Redshirt sophomore showed a lot of good stuff against URI. Spread look here to begin things for Campbell. Into the flat, floats, complete, has his man, but not a whole lot of yardage there for Mike Chandler. He's the other wide receiver, or the other quarterback rather, now back to 6-killer. Take a look at what he did last week. Was a big part of how they jumped out to that early lead against URI.
He was, man, and I just love his name. Man, I do love his toughness, even though they came out with an L. Just Camden, 6-killer. He is the guy that comes back there. He's the pocket passer, but he will get loose on you if you give him an opportunity. But I love what Camden, 6-killer, is capable of doing.
Found Mike Chandler, the Lamar transfer, who also is an elite-level running quarterback for Campbell. As 6-killer back to the air. Goes to the outside, complete to Spencer Jones, and the Duke transfer moves the sticks for a 1st down. Take a look at the impact players now on this side of the ball.
Well, you talk about Campbell, they have a lot of players, but one player in particular is Randall King, wide receiver, 6'2", 205-pound sophomore, had 5 catches, 52 yards last week. Coaches say he's probably the best athlete on the team, and he's tough and firing. ECU on the other side is Tegan Wilk. Tegan Wilk, strong safety. You want to smack you in the mouth, and ECU is going to need him to smack some Camels in the mouth. They're going to get a dub today.
King is at the bottom of the screen. 6-killer going away through the hands of his intended target. Dangerous play there, but it falls harmlessly to the turf. Rashid Reason was in the area for ECU.
Those kind of opportunities you have to capitalize on, man, especially when you're on the road facing a team like East Carolina. You're playing up in competition. You can't have any letdowns like that. Now, we know things happen and you're going to miss passes, but he had an opportunity right there. Screen set up. He had some blockers out in front of him. The ball was a little bit too high, but I'm one of those. If it touches your fingers, you got to catch it.
Brings up a 2nd down and 10 from the 33-yard line. 6-killer hands it off this time. Ethan Lawrence met in the backfield, just nowhere to go as he was swallowed up by a host of Pirates. Raheem Craig leading the charge. Damian Wilson helping out as well.
That's just straight destruction. Coach said he wants his East Carolina defense to be more physical, and you see Campbell coach is looking, scratching his head because this first drive for his offense leads to nowhere.
3rd down now and 13 after the big loss. 6-killer. Long count here. How much pressure do you bring now if you're ECU? I
bring it all, man. It's third and long. Get the ball out of his hands because you don't think they're going to pick up 3rd and 12. So yeah, you blitz them.
Here they come. 6-killer gets the protection, but a short delivery to Barry Tate. Not going to move the sticks. A pickup of 2, and now a 4th down and long facing Campbell.
When Coach said he wants this East Carolina team to be more physical, that is what you say being physical. Because 4-2, Dave is just punching the ball receiver right in the mouth, and that is what you call setting the tone as well. East Carolina come out their offensive game plan, that first drive, scoring a touchdown, and the defense steps up big, stopping Campbell and forcing them to punt.
Kyler Pearson, very strong returner for Oklahoma State and ECU now, but doesn't get a ton of opportunities. See if he can return this one. Nope, fair catch incoming, and Pearson makes the fair catch. East Carolina takes over there, and that's where we'll see their offense looking to capitalize on this 7-0 lead. East Carolina in their home opener, looking good so far. Well, Doc, visiting with the East Carolina coaches ahead of this week's matchup, they talked about Caden Hauser's unit needing to be more physical and really drive people off the ball. So far, mission accomplished.
And that's exactly what they did. They showed you that physicality, and you can tell they probably gone through this entire practice week upset about losing week 1 and want to come out here and make a statement against Campbell. That's exactly what they've done so far.
Hauser just about perfect on that opening drive. Cesario Riles capping it off. Now 4 wide look here. Brock Spalding in motion. Handoff instead, straight up the middle to Marlon Gunn. Gunn picks up a couple. Known as kind of the power back in this 3-headed back rotation. And he's a guy who's been around the block and been a part of some productive backfields. Second down now. Second carry for Gunn. And you see him move the pile as he lowers that shoulder. Looked like Campbell was there at the point of the attack, but everybody just kept moving towards the Campbell end zone.
But I see what East Carolina offensive coordinator John David Baker is trying to do. Last week they didn't run the ball well at all. 30 attempts, that's 29 yards, averaging 1 yard a carry. He's trying to establish the run, not only for today, but moving forward toward in this season.
Javante Connor, number 8, is checked into the game. He had the long touchdown reception against NC State. Really crazy athlete who's still really learning the tight end position. Hauser back to the air, looking to Smith, and Smith makes the catch on the slant to move the sticks, brought down by Brandon Guzman, the preseason honorable mention All-CAA. See there on the conversion and the handoff around right edge. That's given to Gunn again, and Gunn's starting to get some momentum here. Nice pickup there on first down.
They are definitely trying to establish a run and get those running backs some confidence.
And 2nd and 5, Hauser back to pass, double clutches, looking deep for Smith, and Smith lays out, but just couldn't reach it. Tight coverage by Guzman.
That's excellent coverage, but I still like the fact East Carolina comes out. We're going to run it a couple of times, and one, I need you to go to the house, throw it out there, because right now you're going to try to loosen up that box, because Coach said Campbell is going to try to stack the box so they won't run the ball. So when you go deep, it kind of loosens them up a little bit. So I love Caden trying to go deep on it.
3rd down and 5 for ECU. Here comes the heat. Hauser steps up. He can run. Hauser showing it there. Hit right at the sticks, and it'll depend on the spot. Initially, partner looks a little short. No, they're telling him to move the chains. Nice pickup by Hauser.
That's an outstanding effort by Hauser. Go back there. You see some pressure coming. No one to throw to. Just step up, run it, pick up a huge first down.
Wouldn't necessarily say that that's Hauser's calling card, but he shows, don't forget about my legs there. 1st down and 10. The outside, complete to Smith. He can really fly. Flag down in the backfield as Smith is escorted out at the 42-yard line. We'll see about this.
Personal foul. Illegal use of hands to the face. Defense, number 91. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down. Number 69 can stay in the game.
Against Mario Klajic. Take a look at what Hauser can do with his feet.
Get up there, you see pressure coming from the right side and up front. So Hauser said, don't worry about it, man. You don't want to get open. You want to put some pressure on me. I'll just run it on you and pick up a huge first down. Caden Hauser just showing you that he can get you by air and can get you by ground, like we talked about earlier.
Inside the 30-yard line now, 1st down and 10 for ECU. Into the flat, Spalding makes the catch. Cuts inside, Spalding inside the 10, and gets upended just inside the 5-yard line. Brock Spalding moving the chains again.
Brock Spalding is just a baller. He's just a player. You come out there, you put him in motion, and just throw him a quick screen. He gets it, makes something happen, makes someone miss. Excellent field position for East Carolina.
Bunch look, Spalding gets it again. Flag down, stretching out just short of the end zone is Spalding, but now we'll see about this. Flag thrown down in the direction of Yannick Smith. Spalding was really the catalyst for that 4th down comeback that almost downed NC State. ECU coming up just short, stopped on 4th down at the end of the game. We'll see about the call.
There is no foul. It's second down.
I love the fact that Spalding had a big play right before then. Coach, I'm going to give it right back. So I'm going to try to let you finish. So hopefully they try to let him finish again. And when you're a player, when you do that, you love to be rewarded for your hard work.
Unfortunately, has to watch at least this one from the sidelines.
Probably a little tired. I understand, a little tired.
Yeah. Second down and goal from the 1-yard line. East Carolina looking to build on their lead here in their home opener. Hauser, handoff. Jenkins turns sideways temporarily, stretching out, and he's in for a touchdown. London Montgomery getting the carry, and the Penn State transfer able to stretch out and break the plane for a 13-0 lead for ECU.
That's a big boy run. You take the draw play, that's a big boy run. He was hit on the 2-yard line, and he carried whomever hit him, he carried him over into the goal line. And when you're a big back, and when you're a running back, period, because Montgomery is not really known for that power, but showing the power right there, man, that goes a long way for a running back's confidence and for an offensive lineman to sit there and just dominate someone like that and carry him. I used to do, back in the old days. I love that.
You look like you could still do it.
No, I can't. No, outstanding run. Outstanding run.
Conrad's point after try bisects the uprights, and we have a 14-0 game. East Carolina all over Campbell in this first quarter. 6:21 to go. Campbell's looking for an answer. Montgomery muscles his way in. Purple Pirates cruising. London Montgomery finishing off a 10-play, 73-yard drive that only took 3 minutes and 21 seconds. There you go. That tells you all you need to know about ECU. 10 plays, 3 minutes and 20 seconds.
And this does, man. And that's the best time to be sitting on the bench talking to the coach. And I saw the running back coach looking up at the camera, looking at us. Yeah, coach, we see you. You coaching them up, but yeah, London, Montgomery, man, just great drive by East Carolina. They're just absolutely dominating Campbell right now and just controlling all aspects of this football game.
Kickoff here. And it's going to be short. But a fair catch called for and made inside the 10-yard line. And now as Campbell's offense takes the field, Doc, what do they need to do to get things back on the right track here?
They got to try to sustain the drive, man. Right now, they can't be coming out there and going off the field quick as possible because
0 of the receiving team, the ball's going to be placed where the kick was possessed. First down, Campbell.
You want that East Carolina offense to stay off the field, which means you want your defense to stay off the field. So Campbell they have to look at the score. It's 14-0. We got to get something going. Like if I'm in that huddle right now, I'm saying, look, my guy, we can't let this game get out of hand already. They already have us down 14-0, and we're not even really halfway through the first quarter now. So Campbell has to try to get some play action, get something, and at least try to go down the field and try to make this East Carolina defense uncomfortable.
This isn't going to help because they're backed up to the 3-yard line. We'll take a closer look at the fair catch. Handoff, not going far for the tailback, Ethan Lawrence. Take another look at this. Fair catch or no? So there's no fair catch there that we saw, but I think that the official had said that Randall King, the other returner, had called for a fair catch, but he was nowhere near the ball. So
yeah, I didn't see a fair catch right there.
Barry Tate certainly didn't make any motion there. Second down and 10 for Sixkiller in his own end zone, delivers high of King and incomplete. Reason tight coverage there on Randall King, who initially was looking to come here to East Carolina, but was recruited as a corner. Got the opportunity to play receiver at Campbell and show what he can do on the offensive side of it.
I know he can't wait to make some kind of play, and I see Campbell trying to get him the ball. And when you talk to the Campbell coaches, the head coach and the offensive coordinator, they say they want to try to get the ball in Randall's hands and trying to get it to him right there, but Sixkiller just getting it a little bit too high.
Third down and 10 now from deep in their own territory. Campbell looking to get something going. Sixkiller on the screen, complete. King picks it up and more. King down the sideline before he's eventually run down and knocked out of bounds by Aiden Duncanson.
Now they're showing you why they want to give Randall King the football. Just a great tunnel screen playoff. Gets him, he comes and just breaks the tackle in. Once he hits outside, there's no one there. Nice little stiff arm, just a huge pickup, and that's what Randall King, he needs to see something positive happen.
I mean, it doesn't get a whole lot more positive than that. Kind of saved a drive there, did King. Now Sixkiller, long count as he looks towards the sideline. Red shirt sophomore stepping back. Play action look, delivers over the middle, huge hit. A punishing pickup there for the wide receiver, and if you ask me, I'm not sure Trevor Wilson thought the juice was worth the squeeze there.
But I still love it. Quick play action, go right down the hash. Huge hit was even better catch and holding on to the ball, and that's what you want to see if you are Campbell.
Jamarlee Riddle, safety, leader of this defense, making that hit. Catch made by Tate, not going anywhere. KJ Merrill showing that great speed from his nickel position.
Straight open field tackle. That's not an easy tackle to make. One-on-one out there to grab him and bring him down.
Merrill came in. He's a guy who's got all the tools, and he's in a position battle with Jonathan Jean, the Rice transfer, for who's going to take on that nickel spot.
That's motivation. Playing time on the field, that is the great motivation.
Second down and 12 now for Campbell. Sixkiller keeps it, flips it out to right, makes the catch, or check that, Chandler rather, as Chandler gets around the outside, and he is able to scamper out of bounds there, right at the 45.
And I see Campbell trying to make a concerted effort to get the football to their playmakers. You see Randall King getting, and now you have the backup quarterback who's really just a receiver, running back. He's just an athlete. Mike Chandler comes across the formation, gets out to the flat, makes a catch, and picks up a huge yard. Chandler,
the grad student from Converse, Texas. Goes in motion now into the slot. Six-Killer gets it out, good protection. And spinning off of one tackler and a second is the tailback J.J. Cowan, getting healthy this week, and he scored a touchdown against URI.
This is what Campbell wanted to do and needed to do on this drive. We talked about this before this drive started. It's Campbell coming out, executing, calming down a little bit, and I'm glad to see that they aren't panicking because they've come out here and shown some toughness. Offensive coordinator has called up some great plays, and they did a great job of executing.
Inside 3 minutes to go in the first, East Carolina with a passing touchdown and a rushing touchdown. Six-Killer gives it up the middle. Cowan trying to drag a couple of defenders there, but he was wrapped up around the ankle by Day Wilson.
Still, I love the way he comes over, gets the draw, and goes north and south. It's a nice physical 4-yard run, and this is what you want to do. Make something happen in the running game.
Sam Danka also in on that play. He's the one who laid the wood on Trevor Wilson as well. So Danka, a crazy athlete, has played basically all over this defense. Josh Aldridge deploying him now as the will linebacker. 2nd down and 6. Into the slot, complete to Chandler. Chandler makes one miss and escorted out very near the sticks. That's going to move the chains for a 1st down. What's been the difference on this drive for Campbell versus before?
I see Campbell, what they're doing heavy on the screen game. They're getting their players ball in spaces, and he's getting it out real quick. Six-Killer is getting it out. He's not giving East Carolina time to get to him, so he's getting out, pitching it real quick and getting it to Mike Chandler the second and Randall King, giving them the ball right now and getting them in space and letting them make some plays.
Cowan gets the carry again. Cowan shrugging off defenders as he burrows up ahead for an extra couple of yards there. Looked like he was going to go backwards.
The thing about it, even though he picked up a couple of yards, me being a running back, that was such an impressive run because as soon as he got the ball, somebody was there. And the footwork to be able to jump, cut, and get north and south. People will see it, and it don't look like much on the stat sheet, but just watching it, that's a very, very impressive run by Mr. Cowan.
Inside a minute to go in this opening quarter, 14-0 lead for East Carolina. As Braxton Harris looks on, Mike Chandler, the second in at quarterback now. Rolls out, looking, and skips one into King, incomplete. So question begs there, and any idea could be a good one at the right time, especially if that one would have worked out. But with Six-Killer moving the ball, why maybe make a quarterback switch there?
That's like a physics question. That's just a great question because I don't know, because Six-Killer has done a good job, a great job of moving this Campbell offense down the field. Maybe they're trying to catch East Carolina off balance by changing up the style, by putting Mike Chandler the second back there, but you kind of kill your momentum because Six-Killer has been doing such a good job of running this offense during this ride.
3rd and 7, Six-Killer on the draw, and Six-Killer is able to move the chains again, or maybe just be short depending on the mark. For now, they'll keep the chains where they are. Decision time here as they're at the 32-yard line on 4th down. And what do you do here if you're head coach Braxton Harris?
You go for it. All this momentum, man, you're down 14. A successful drive right now. You have all the momentum. Campbell is acting East Carolina back and has that East Carolina defense off balance and off base right now. So you go for it, man. You're on the road. You don't have anything to lose.
As long as you're solving physics questions, what play do you have here?
Mike Chandler the second. You keep him. Give him the option to keep it or to run it.
Timeout called on the field. So a little bit of extra time to think about it. And looks like Braxton Harris not terribly thrilled with the timing of that timeout.
Not at all. You didn't even catch what I said. I said Mike Chandler the second, either keep it or to run it, so let him keep it.
So a game clock issue seems to be the problem there with Coach Harris. 2 seconds left on this first quarter clock. Timeout called by Campbell. See here. Looks like everything's okay for now. And then reading lips, you said you got to get a playoff.
Yeah. Very cordial conversation.
Yeah, up until that point, I guess.
Very cordial conversation.
6-killer up under center. Quarterback sneak. First effort, no. Second effort. Depends on the spot. They're saying to move the chains. 6-killer was absolutely stoned on his first effort. Second effort got around the edge. And that's the way to end this quarter. East Carolina up 14-0 on Campbell, but the Camels driving, looking to answer. College football is back in Greenville. Plenty more action as the American football continues here on ESPN+. Second quarter just about to get underway. ECU with a 14-0 lead over Campbell, who really took it to Rhode Island. You see the preseason favorite, and that one was going down to the wire right until the fourth quarter.
Very competitive football game. Campbell impressive in game one, and right now Campbell impressive on this drive.
Doc Holliday, Joe Torti here with you. Camden 6-killer, 9 for 11 in that first quarter. Play action look, big time block. 6-killer has his pass tipped and incomplete. Man, that was Mike Chandler throwing that block as a blitzer was coming in off the edge to threaten 6-killer.
Well, I know he threw a block, but he got destroyed throwing that block. A lot of times you got to give your body up, and he gave his body up because 2-2 just walked right through him. But you got to give it up to Mike Chandler the second, the quarterback. I'm pretty sure Mike Chandler first, and the rest of the family proud of number 2 right there, because that was a very, very nice block, even though he kind of took the worst part of that.
Jonathan Jean looked like he was coming in free. 3 wide receiver look here. 6 killer. Here comes the pressure. Gets it away, and it's complete to Tate. Tate spun down by Preston Carr and company, but that was a quick decision from 6 killer with Laundry on the field.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 5. Half a distance to the goal, automatic first down.
Called on Raheem Craig, one of the leaders of this defense. Take another look here.
But I love the action. You see the play action. I'm going to throw it this way, but now I'm going to look underneath. Under route, screen on the other side. And what are you doing, 5? I mean, come on. Just stop me right at my. You can't. I mean, you can't do that. That's right in front of everybody. But still a great play design. Great by Campbell. I can't say it enough. I'm just extremely impressed with how they've responded and how they've moved this football down the field.
What's it like after you take a couple of shots in the mouth to put a drive together like this?
Oh, your confidence goes sky high, and then you're looking at the other team like, yeah, you just thought we were going to lay down.
Chandler keeping on moving. Danka another stop near the line of scrimmage. Sam Danka's covering a lot of ground back there for ECU.
I know Coach Harris said he wanted Danka to play a lot better, and I think Danka has gotten the message, because we've called his name a couple of times, and even the times when we didn't call his name, you just see him out there in the mix of everything.
You know, last year he was kind of deployed in a role where he would be alternating with Craig from that spot. If they need a pass rush, it's going to be Craig. If they need pass coverage, it's Danka. Now you've got them both on the field at the same time. 6 killer. No trickeration, but just a straight up handoff. And not a whole lot of room to work for Ethan Lawrence. Good coverage there by DJ Johnson.
As well as Campbell has moved the ball down the field during this drive, but we know how tougher things get when that field shortens up and everybody get a little bit more saturated. But Campbell, being physical, East Carolina, bending but trying not to break, so we'll see a huge third down for the Fighting Camels right now.
Where do you go here if you're Campbell?
I do RPO. I do RPO and I throw it.
6 killer. Rolls out. Flips it over the head of his man, and he had him. He had Lawrence with room and blockers in front. They were that close, Doc, and it's 4th and 10.
Wow, I have no idea how Camden's 6 killer missed this throw. You talk about layups, that's easier than a layup, and he's just like, what are you doing? He's open, and he can't believe it. And I know 6 killer can't believe it. Missed opportunity.
So now a field goal attempt. Kick is up, and it is good. So they settle for 3. Alex Crabb puts it in. So Campbell's able to score. Would have loved to get 6 there. East Carolina's offense back out next. ECU leading Campbell 14-3. There's Blake Harrell. He's what you call a TFD guy. He's tough, fierce, and dynamic, and he lights up any room that he's in. You can see he's not happy with how his defense performed on that last drive, though.
Not at all. You know, they come out fast start, score 14 points, and I guarantee even though they held him to a field goal, he's not happy at all.
Offense will have a chance to take the field after this kick. Riley Sullivan jogs up, boots it away. Jenkins will say no catch here as it bounces into the end zone. This is a little bit of a faster start than ECU had last week when they were in Raleigh taking on NC State.
Yeah, last week they fell behind and was able to come back in the end. And this week, Coach said he wanted to reverse that. He has reversed that, and that's one of my favorite plays right there, man. That's a 79-yard touchdown run and catch by Javante Connor.
Marlon Gunn finding the edge as well to make it 24-14. Got a field goal on, and this was the big play. 4th down, game on the line. NC State comes up with the stop. NC State holds on to win 24-17. Now out to the sidelines, Mike Wright Jr. slinging it. Finds Ty Johnson. Incomplete pass, though, to the Penn State transfer. And Mike Wright Jr., I mean, this coaching staff has not said enough good things about him are possible. He said, he talked about, Coach Harrell did. If you talk to one guy on campus this week, make sure that it's Mike Wright. They love this kid.
Oh, yeah, and anytime you have somebody on your team like that, man, who everybody loves, everybody embraces, he's someone you want to be successful.
Hauser back into the game, hands it off. A little bit of room this time for Gunn, but a good recovery at the back end by JoJo Pace.
That's a great tackle by JoJo Pace. To come down from your free safety position, you see a big running back like that coming at you, and you not only don't try to get up under his shoulder pass, but tackle a big back like you're supposed to tackle a big back when you're a smaller player. Get those ankles.
So now 3rd down and 8 here for Hauser and ECU. Good protection. Hauser over the middle. Complete. Has his man Connor. Didn't quite go 79 yards this time, but more than enough to move the chains.
It's just easy work. Campbell comes out in a zone, and you can't come out in the zone and then you get Hauser all the time in the world to throw the ball. He's going to find somebody open. That's exactly what he just did.
Hauser pulls it out, skips it into his intended target. Incomplete. Just looking for Peyton Mangrum. Take another look here.
And there it is, just Caden Hauser. He just stands back there, man. You all run his own, so you tell Connor, look, you just go find a hole and sit there. You find a hole, curl, hitch route, sit there, and that's exactly what he did, and Caden Hauser gets him the route.
2nd down and 10 for the Pirates. Greenville in their home opener. Hauser gets good protection again, looking deep, has a man, and it's caught! Brock Spalding stretching out, and he scores! Touchdown, ECU!
And who do you celebrate? Do you celebrate Hauser or do you celebrate Spalding? I think you celebrate both of them because Hauser's standing tall back there and Spalding just running past the defender. And I don't think Hauser could have placed that ball in his hands even perfectly if they were standing side by side. Beautiful velocity, beautiful arc, and he allowed Spalding to run underneath it.
Officials taking a look at this one, making sure that everything is good to go. Spalding's fired up. Taking a look at that left arm, that was the hand that he was dropping to try to stay in bounds. Take another look here. What do you think, Doc?
Beautiful catch. Yeah, he's down. I think he's down. But I love the stretch. There's too many cameras. We got to. If I'm Spalding's probably like, you know what, ESPN, y'all got some, y'all camera people are too good, man. It's too good of a look. Can you mess it up a little bit so I can get a touchdown?
As it is, it's a 55-yarder for Spalding. And there you go. They agree. Let the 55-yarder stand.
I'm glad I'm wrong. Good job, Spalding.
Conrad's point after try is up and good. After a long drive for Campbell results in a field goal. Brock Spalding making the reception 55 yards to pay dirt. And it's all ECU here at home.
Let's come back and look at this 55-yard catch and run by Brock Spalding. You got Spalding at the top. Look at the double move. First of all, he has space and opportunity. You got the DB 10 yards off of him, and Spalding still runs right past him. And the move was so subtle and it was so quick. All you have to do is have the DB just pause for just a second, and he gone. And he gets going, and he comes back and able to celebrate and turn up with his teammates on the sideline. Mr. Brock Spalding, you should be sitting there happy, happy, joy, joy, salute, clap, clap to you. Beautiful route, beautiful ball, beautiful outcome. If you're an ECU pirate, beautiful score.
That's another long drive, but not in terms of time for ECU. And as you saw, a career long in terms of touchdown receptions for Spalding. Now ECU putting this one into the air once again. Another opportunity to return for Campbell. And Tate working his way out. Tate makes one miss, cuts back up, and upended at the 34-yard line. Much better field position now, but ECU saying the ball came out at the end. Looks like the officials don't quite agree.
See Campbell offense come back out during this drive, but I still say the last drive, they just lost a perfect opportunity because they had momentum. And let's take a look at this. See if this ball could have been. Oh, he's done. He's done. Calm down. Ball came out, but he was done. Everybody calm down.
So for Campbell, long drive like that, giving up a big chunk play, what's that do to you in terms of your mental game?
Well, if you're offense, you just want to go back to think about everything that you were successful the drive before. And Six Killer is not in there right now, even though he was effective. Mike Chandler the second, but Coach did talk about how he wanted to give Mike Chandler the second more opportunity.
So now the officials say they're going to take a closer look here at this potential fumble. While they take a break to look, so will we. ECU up 21-3. First half continues here in Greenville. So this is what the officials are looking at under the hood. It's on Tate's return. What was a nice return here, and you can see, take a look at that left arm, because our best guess is the ball starts coming out like right there. Doesn't get a whole lot more bang bang than that. What do you think, Doc?
I have no idea, man.
Good.
It's
a wise thing to say.
I have no. I was hoping to redeem myself because I thought the other one should have been down and they gave him a touchdown with the school. So I have no idea. I'm not scared to admit when I don't know something. I don't.
And those are some wise. I'm going to take those home, see what the missus thinks about those words. Ruling on the field says that he was down and there was no fumble.
I don't think you can overturn. If the ruling on the field is the ball carrier down, I haven't seen anything that will make me and lead me to believe that they're going to overturn that call.
Officials taking a look. Referee Zachary Erdman, Ryan Dunn the umpire, Jeff Beeler the head linesman. Line judge Ryan Spadola, Michael Tart the back judge, Van Lawrence Franks the field judge, side judge Dwayne Keith, center judge Daniel Stanley, and the replay official.
After review, the ball was loose prior to the knee down. ECU recovered the ball. It'll be their ball, 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Well, there you go. The Dowdy-Ficklin crowd getting rowdy in the Dowdy over that one. Take one more look. Do you see anything here? This is the best we can do. You know what it was?
Yeah, it's a nice angle. It's a nice angle. Yeah, I can see why they made that call right now. That's it. If that's what he was looking at instead of FaceTiming somebody, it's a nice angle. I can see why he said, because from that angle right there is a fumble.
ECU sending their offense back out at the +34 now. Already solidly in the driver's seat, Hauser with an empty backfield. Play action look into the flat. Has his man complete, and scampering out of bounds is Mike Wright Jr. and the Atlanta, Georgia native getting another touch here.
East Carolina trying to capitalize on this turnover. They can make it 28-3. We can't say the game is over, but that's a pretty big deficit for somebody to try to overcome on the road in this environment.
Hauser calls another man in motion. Looking over the middle, complete, fits it into a tight spot there, and has his man Yannick Smith. You know, Smith got all kinds of attention in the offseason this past year. Hanging on to him, a big win for the staff. Hauser right back to it, hands off to Montgomery. Already with one touchdown, looking for more. Montgomery lowers the shoulder and knocked out of bounds just outside the 10-yard line. Take a look there at how efficient this Pirates offense has been. All of those drives, all of that scoring under 7 minutes. Montgomery slashes ahead inside the 10-yard line. And now this offense humming after the change of possession on the turnover.
That's just such a great cut, great vision by Montgomery. You can see he wanted to go off tackle. You see the offensive lineman fan blocking, which means they're blocking out. He sees the hole. He gets to it real quick, because it's one thing to be able to see the hole. It's one other thing to be able to get to the hole and get through the hole. And just a beautiful cut and nice explosiveness that Montgomery just showed.
Had a knee injury in high school when he committed to Penn State. Could never get healthy in Happy Valley. Comes here last year, starts to get his footing underneath of him, and now he's a huge part of this ECU rushing attack. Hauser. Play action, rolling, has room. Hauser looking end zone and throws it away. Incomplete. Flag down in the back of the end zone, though, as Connor got knocked to the turf. We'll see about this. Officials gathering and discussing what's happening here. It looked like it was kind of a throwaway.
I'm not going to try to guess what the call is because I can't. I'm 0 for 2 on calls, but I thought they were one way. So I can't even begin to try to think what the referee is thinking right now.
There is no foul for defensive pass interference as the ball was uncatchable. Ineligible player downfield, offense number 53. The penalties declined. It's 4th down.
So there you go, 4th down upcoming here. Take another look at this one. As there's the man who's upfield.
You know what? I always hate the judgment of uncatchable. How do they know one of these players are not Mr. Fantastic?
Right?
Well, how you know they can't jump that or stretch? I hate that term, uncatchable. How you know they can't get up there and get it?
4th and 2, offense staying out there. Hauser calls a man in motion. Keeps it himself. Hauser lowers his shoulder. It's going to be really close. Second effort, though, pushing ahead. And now we'll see. It depends on the spot. They'll say he did not get there. Immediate indication from the official. And Campbell will take over right around their 10-yard line.
Hauser missed the opportunity. He should have handed that ball off. He had the rocket sweep coming on. He faked it to him and decided to keep it himself. Had he handed that ball off to the rocket sweeper, probably could have walked in the end zone. Right here, 1-2. Just give it to him. But he pulls it. It looks like it was actually a call quarterback draw anyway. 12 was just play action faking it. Hauser got it, and Campbell's defense comes up huge.
Nice stop by Amari Wilson, the redshirt sophomore, getting there first. This is kind of the first speed bump that this ECU offense has run into. 6-killer back into the game. Bootleg right. Keeps it, makes one man miss, but not two. And he gets dumped. Julian Davis getting in on the action to make that stop. Justin Benton also in the area.
That Campbell OC trying to get 6-killer out. Roll him to the right, try to flood the right side of the field, but that Pirates defense does not have any of it. The physicality in the pursuit, getting a 6-killer and trying to kill this drive from Campbell.
6-killer now split out wide. Top right corner of your screen. Chandler in the shotgun. Hands it off, and that one's busted up immediately. Not a whole lot of space to work with because Zion Wilson closed in and made that stop.
That's tough for a running back to get the rock right there because Mike Chandler the second. He saw those two defenders right there. Mike Chandler the second. He didn't want to take that L, so you give it up to the running back. He does a great job to getting where he got, but that play was blown up from the jump. Great defensive play by 5'4" and his running mate.
You also saw J.D. Lampley waiting just in case Chandler decided to keep it, so everything was covered there for ECU. 3rd and 14 now for the Campbells. Chandler in motion. 6-killer over the middle, finds Tate. Leaping catch made by Tate, and he's swallowed up and dropped. 4th down upcoming now. First one there for East Carolina was Kieran Davis.
Campbell trying to go to a middle screen, hopefully trying to get him in some space with East Carolina. That's what you call being disciplined, knowing that's coming. Everybody eyes on the quarterback, playing their position, not playing hero ball, knowing that Campbell wants to get underneath and hopefully giving their receiver a chance to make a play and get a first down, but the Pirates defense stiffens.
Aiden Bondi, native of Greensboro, North Carolina, boots this one away. Not his longest kick. As Pearson picks it up, makes one miss. Pearson turns on the Jets and sets them up at the 30-yard line. Great field position from the Oklahoma State transfer to set ECU up in business. First down and 10 now for ECU after this Pearson return on the hop, and Hauser and company get a mulligan. Second effort here at the +30.
You know what I do right now, Jeff?
What's that?
Throw to the end zone. Throw to the end zone.
Who are you going to?
Got to go to Spalding. Got to go to Spalding, and but we haven't heard from Anthony Smith in a while as well. But he has several different options.
Hauser hands off instead to Parker Jenkins. And Jenkins, who got the start, picks up 4 yards on first down. Yannick Smith and Jaquez Petaway coming to the near side to create a bunch here with Smith. Hauser finds Petaway, and Petaway is able to gain the 25-yard line down to the 23. Petaway is a guy, transfer from Oklahoma, former 4-star recruit. Everybody's extremely excited to get this guy on campus. Just didn't work out against NC State last week. It was a negative yardage. Now Connor making the catch. And he moves inside the red zone, and that's been a connection that if that really starts working, DeCirio Riles and Javante Connor both being tight end options, this is going to be a very difficult offense to defend.
I love this play. I love what Connor just did, but I love even more what Petaway did. He was blocking on the perimeter. He hasn't been a part of the offense so far, but he's still out there blocking and trying to be an asset.
Jenkins gets the tote this time, has room. Jenkins into the end zone for the score. Touchdown ECU, 17 yards for Parker Jenkins.
You know what we call this? Dance. Catch it on the draw. Look at the cut up the field. He could have went either way, but he decides to split the two Campbell defenders. Beautiful run, beautiful vision, beautiful explosion. And yeah, man, high capping with Petaway. I love to see when running backs do something special and quick. He just did something special and quick. Beautiful run, and East Carolina has totally taken control of this football game.
28-3 now, the lead for ECU. Jenkins called deceivingly fast by his coaches. Well, he was deceiving a lot of people on this play. Jenkins explodes into the end zone, and it's all ECU at home here.
What we missed was one of the offensive linemen just straight walking one of the defensive linemen right out of the way. It was a huge hole, so he didn't make that touchdown all by his lonesome, because I can't say the number because I don't know what number it was. I just saw him locked up with a big dog and walking him right out the way and allowing the running back to do what he do.
Jenkins is one of their pieces that has really been integrated very, very well in a short period of time. This new era of college football, the transfer portal, trying to get everybody acclimated. That's been true for ECU on offense and on defense. We'll take a look at that in a moment here. But the Pirates have done a nice job, this coaching staff, of getting everybody to pull in the same direction.
It's tough, too, when you have so many new faces, man. Not only do you have new faces, you have new attitudes, trying to get everybody to mesh together. A lot of times it doesn't work, and sometimes it takes a while.
You have to try this one again.
Prior to the ball being kicked, it was falling off the tee. Reset the play clock to 25. We'll re-kick.
So, Doc, you were talking about playing time and how those playing time battles can be so motivational and things like that as a player is trying to earn that. But in this era now, how is it different in the transfer NIL era of college football versus, say, 10, 15 years ago?
Well, back then, the players worried about the playing time, and coaches like they didn't care. But now the coaches worry about the playing time because they want to try to make people happy, hoping they don't lose a player, not only after the season, during the season. It's just a totally different climate.
It's a whole new world that we're living in right now. Take a look here, and we talked about the last 10 or 15 years. That's pretty generous of me saying. Take a look at where we've been in the last 5 years. Pretty crazy. From 1,000 in 2019, 2020 to 3,500 this past cycle. Now Campbell, another return, and a fumble last time. King keeps his feet somehow, and Randall King up to the 21-yard line, make it the 22. Now you take a look at this ECU defense. It's always been the calling card, especially in recent vintage for East Carolina. They have been really, really good in a lot of areas, these especially.
And when you have an identity like East Carolina has an identity of having not only good defenses, but physical defenses, disciplined defenses. When teams face a defense like East Carolina going into their week, you know you have to be ready to play, and you know you're going to be sore the next day. So you know you have to bring your grown man out here when you're facing this Pirates defense.
surrendering only 7 yards so far in this first half on the ground. Rolling out, Chandler flipping it, and it's incomplete. Now, don't forget, ECU, this is the second year of really running this warp speed offense. So what does it say about this defense that they're still able to do that despite likely being on the field for a lot longer?
It means a lot, and they're competitive. They know this East Carolina offense. We saw the success they had after Harrod took over last year. So when you're the defense and you see the offense doing what they do, you want to raise your game up in your level because you don't want them trash talking. Because they do.
Free play here potentially for Campbell. It's incomplete, but it looks like Six Killer was just kind of throwing that up, thinking that ECU had jumped.
Offside. Defense, number 5. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
It's called against Raheem Craig, the Louisville transfer, explosive rusher. He nearly had a pick that was highlight reel stuff against NC State. Got hurt on the play, was able to return eventually. 5:41 to go in this first half. All East Carolina over Campbell. Camden Six Killer and the Camels looking to get going here. Hands off, not a whole lot of room for Lawrence around that left edge as Tegan Wilk, who spent his first 4 years at ECU, then transferred to Houston last year, has battled injuries, is now back patrolling the back line there for ECU. He got there first.
See Wilk with the cleanup at 5'4", wrapped him up, hold him up, and Keegan Wilk just kind of washed him up.
3rd down and 3 here. Braxton Harris, the head coach for Campbell, talked about converting on 3rd down being so essential for his group. It's been a mixed bag so far in this first half. Six Killer swallowed up. He's hit. A host of Pirates dropping him. J.D. Lampley saying that he pulled the ball out cleanly. So they will say that he held onto the ball. Take a look at this pocket collapse.
That's what you call moving real estate, changing the line of scrimmage. East Carolina only rushed about 4, and they came in there as a team and just watched that entire Campbell offensive line and coming up with a huge stop. That's what you want. We just were talking about the East. That's a good job, Joe. Because in production, you show the graphic and they answer you.
Guys in the truck are the best. Bondi boots this one away. Pearson fresh off of a good return, looking to put together another one. Kyler Pearson has a seam. Flag is down. He dances inside the 20-yard line, and he's knocked down at the 16. We'll see if this is coming back, though. A flag is down at the 36.
During the return, holding. Receiving team, number 19. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Take another look at this one. You can see it.
Locked up, grabbed him, arrested him. He didn't even try to hide that, and you hate that because it was a great return. And he didn't even have to hold him. I think it still would have been a great return without the hold. All he had to do was shield him and get in front of him.
Peyton Mangrum getting that touch. He's the one that's called for that penalty. So it's backed up, still in good field position here at the 46-yard line of Campbell. Hauser hands it off to Gunn. Marlon Gunn turns sideways at the line of scrimmage, fighting forward. He was stopped by Logan Liverman.
I know we've seen a couple of good runs, but this Campbell defense has actually done a good job against the run on East Carolina.
Hauser back to the air this time, and he airmails it over his intended target, incomplete. And let's talk about that for a second, because that was priority number 1 when we were visiting with Blake Harrell. He said, we've got to get the ground game going. We know what Caton can do. We need to have balance. What do you make of the job that they've done so far in this first half?
You look at the rushing yards. They've rushed for 59 yards. Of course, coach wants that to be a lot more. He wants them to run the ball better. But we have seen some great running plays and some great run blocking. Not only that, he said he wanted to see his receivers block, on the perimeter, and we've seen some of that as well. So I'm pretty sure that's something that he's looking at and just not really looking at the amount of rushing yards.
Four receivers for Hauser, looking over the middle, complete Connor again, and Connor very tough to bring down. Heads up job on a one-on-one tackle there for Campbell. That was Felder making that stop.
Hauser gets that ball out of his hands so fast, man. Quick, the velocity on it.
What's that do for a defense trying to attack him?
You know you got to react right now, because if you don't, the ball is there and it's gone.
Hauser looking deep middle, overthrows, incomplete, flag is down. That was looking for Ty Johnson.
Holding, offense, number 77, 10-yard penalty, first down.
Cooper Ternovsky called for that hold. Right tackle.
Yeah, up around the neck. But I'm pretty coach is like, well, if you're gonna hold, please hold him. Don't let him hit Hauser. So bad play, good play. Good play, bad play.
Had Devonye Pettis around the neck. First down and 20 for ECU. Hauser back to the air, deep out, and it's complete. This time he does find Johnson, picks up all of the penalty yardage and 2 more, so it'll be a second down and 8. Three minutes to play until halftime here. Hauser never really looked like he had a grip on that ball, still got it out somehow. And Keelan Robinson, the senior Kansas transfer, makes that catch.
Just flicks it so fast. He's bobbing and moving, still able to recover and let it go.
Back to the ground this time, Gunn. Once again, Gunn trying the left side of that line and nowhere to go. Campbell's defense, visiting with John David Baker, the offensive coordinator, he told us about how Campbell likes to load the box and they're going to try to take away the run. They're really selling out on that here.
They really are. And they want to try to take the run, and they have done a great job of run defense, but I still love the fact that East Carolina is still committed to trying to run the ball.
They're up big. In the flat, Waiters bobbled and dropped it. That's going to take us to the 2-minute timeout. Legally distinct from, but resembling the 2-minute warning. It's all ECU here in the first. Joe Torti here with my partner Doc Holliday, bringing you The American on ESPN+. The all-new ESPN app is here, and for the best experience, all you need to do is follow these 3 simple steps.
First, you'll need the ESPN app on your connected TV or favorite device. If you have it, open it up. If you don't, download it now. Next, click on the live event or ESPN show you want to watch. Then choose your TV provider and log in. You're all set. It's all of ESPN, all in one place. Go to support.espn.com to learn more.
East Carolina driving with a big lead already here in their home opener. Revenge a loss to NC State in their opener. Ty Johnson makes that catch. Johnson, one of the weapons that Braxton Harris said, ECU's just loaded. You got speed everywhere. This collection of weapons is very, very good for John David Baker. And off straight up the middle. Gunn has some space. Marlon Gunn with his longest run of the day inside the 5-yard line, and the senior finally finds some room.
Marlon Gunn has to be happy about that. ECU has to be happy about that. Get a little running space in there.
Hauser floats it, end zone, and it's incomplete. That close for Johnson. Brandon Guzman, the Colorado State transfer, in tight coverage there, but nearly gave one up.
Still great coverage by Guzman. That's what you call man on man, mano y mano. He tried to high point it, and it's a great throw. It was a great effort by the receiver as well, but good effort by the DB.
Mason Brown, the 3rd tight end, is in the game. 90 seconds to have. Hauser looking end zone on the slant. It's broken up again. Guzman this time knocking it away from Johnson.
That's perfect defensive back play. You see Hauser trying to throw a quick slant, and Guzman is right there. Right arm, shoulder pad, left arm, deflects the ball, knocks it down. Picture perfect.
Sets up a 3rd down and goal. Neither of these coaches believe in moral victories, but holding ECU to a field goal attempt here would be huge for Campbell on this drive. Hauser running the option, flips it out for Gunn, and Gunn plunges in for the score. Touchdown ECU, 34-3 at home.
Tough physical run. Don't know about the touchdown celebration, but the nice physical touchdown run. And you see the Campbell defender comes in and hits Gunn from the side, and a big dog like that, you're not going to knock him down from the side right there. He just gets to the 1-yard line, puts that helmet down, gets behind those shoulder pads and powers into what I call the place of points, and I don't understand what that is.
I saw you doing that like 10 minutes ago.
Didn't. No, you've never seen me do anything like that. Good feet, though. Real good feet. But no, great run, man. Great physical run, and that's what you want to do as a running back. That's how you love to score, just by running through people.
Conrad on for the point after try, and East Carolina's offense and defense and special teams all humming here in the first half. Conrad puts it up and through. 1:22 left here until half. And ECU, you don't necessarily want to say that all of their ills are being cured here, but they've got to be feeling a little bit better about how they did in this first half versus the one against NC State, where they couldn't really get anything going.
Oh, no, it always feels good when you're winning, and you're winning big like this and having some success in front of your home crowd, and you see Marlon Gunn, he's still celebrating.
He's not done.
He's talking to his running backs, and they probably, I don't know if they're laughing at him, they're probably talking about him about that dance, but I guarantee you they've seen that dance. He's rehearsed that dance, probably in the locker room, on the practice field, but still, you look at the total yardage, man. East Carolina just dominant, 320, and Campbell. As much as we've talked about Campbell and them making some good plays and having a good drive, that East Carolina defense has done a great job of just basically shutting them down and making them ineffective.
So yeah, for perspective, they scored that field goal on a 19-play, 85-yard drive. Other than that, not a whole lot cooking for the Campbells. End zone bound again. And now Campbell trying to get something positive going before halftime. In a spot like this, what's going on that Campbell sideline?
Well, if I'm in that huddle, if I'm the coach, well, just say I'm 6 killer. I'm the captain of the team. I'm talking to my offense. I'm like, look, this game isn't over, because you always have to portray confidence and be optimistic, especially quarterback. But you're like, let's try to make a couple of plays, see if we can get down the field, hopefully get a field goal, at least a field goal attempt. But coach, he wants to see them still fighting. Regardless of the score, he wants to see who's going to still out there play hard and who's going to continue to fight.
Hand off to J.J. Cowan, who has some space. And Cowan hangs onto the ball, spins ahead for a first down. First down total of 11.
That's what you want to see. That's effort. That's energy and effort right there by J.J. Cowan.
Now Campbell into the positives in terms of rush yards for the first time in this game. 1 minute to play. Cowan loses his footing. It's wrapped up and dropped here. Given the pace that Campbell's playing right now, Doc, do you think that they're trying to score, or they're just trying to get to half?
No, they're trying to get to half, man. They're trying to get to halftime. They're not in a hurry. They're not in a rush. They're just hoping to milk the clock, get to halftime, don't make any mistakes, don't turn the ball over. But they do not want to give East Carolina another opportunity to get this rocking. They're not necessarily trying to score, but if they can score, cool. But no, they're trying to make it to halftime.
6 killer on the keep, and he absorbs the hit from Zion Wilson along with Preston Carr. Flag is down. Six killer waiting to see about this. Officials have really been busy tonight in this first half.
After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense number 10, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down. The clock will start on the snap.
Called against Day-Day Wilson. Take a look here at what happened. Wrestling match going on right around the 30-yard line. Wilson obviously not thrilled about that call.
Hey, locked up, man. Hey, pitter-pattering, you know, you got a flop by a big guy. The helmet did come off. I mean, the helmet did come off. But sometimes footballers are just going football. But you can't do that. You can't do that.
So a fresh set of downs, 22 until halftime. 6 killer. Looking, dumps it off, and it's incomplete. Tight coverage by K.J. Merrill again on that one. Randall King outside of that one catch and run on the far sideline. He's been bottled up in this first half.
Yeah, East Carolina, they've done a good job of bottling up anybody that was any kind of threat on this Campbell offense. We talked about Randall King and him coming back home to his area, trying to do some great things. And it's always good to have that in your mind, but sometimes once you get between those lines, the other team has something to say about it.
Merrill played 13 games as a freshman, 6 killer over the middle and behind his intended target, Spencer Jones. Now third down and 10, 14 seconds left.
Looking at Campbell's body language as well, I see Spencer Jones kind of dropped his head a little bit, walk back towards the line of scrimmage. That is not what you want to do right now. I know you're probably dejected. You hate the way this first half is gone, but you still got to remain spry and focused and energetic.
6 killer hands off to Cowan again. Cowan makes a couple of misses, but Jamarlee Riddle comes over the top to clean that up. The sophomore teaming up with Tegan Wilk. That might be one of the top safety tandems in the American. We'll see about this flag. Apparently we won't. Apparently we'll send it to halftime. Officials looking around at each other as well. Oh, check that. It was a towel on the field rather than a flag. Good eyes, Doc.
Towel, one of those sleeves came off. I seen him pick it up.
all ECU in the first half. Caton Hauser's completed passes to 10 different targets today. He's been a very dynamic performer, picking up right where he left off against NC State.
I love that he spreads the wealth.
Absolutely.
He's trying to keep everybody happy, which they will be happy if everybody gets an opportunity to catch the rock.
So now let's welcome in ECU's head coach, Blake Harrell. Coach, in this first half, you really talked about wanting to see your offense get rolling early. What do you think of the job that they've done so far?
Yeah, we talked about foot on the gas all week and starting fast, and I thought we did a decent job of that, especially early on, getting up 14-0. Wasn't really happy with the defense, let them off the 1 yard line, let them off the hook there for points. But we got to continue to go foot on the gas, play like a 0-0 game, and make sure we're getting better at what we do, focus on how we do things, and keep focusing on our fundamentals.
Coach, a lot of good things in the first half, but what have you seen that you do not like that you're going to talk to your team at halftime?
We got a couple drop balls down there, and then offensive line, we got to move our feet around a little bit, do a better job tackling defense. All the things you see that ain't cleaned up early in the season, we still got to do a better job of.
Coach, thanks a lot. Best of luck in the second half.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
There you go. Blake Harrell, the head coach of ECU, saw a lot to like. Offensive explosions. Brock Spalding getting loose into the secondary. Flexing, feeling good in front of the home crowd. East Carolina all over Campbell. Halftime coverage coming your way when we return. You're watching The American on ESPN+. It's halftime here between Campbell and ECU. Let's send you to Studio A and Maria Tribal Peace.
Welcome into Studio A. I'm Maria Tribal Peace. Football is back, and all 14 American Conference teams were in action this past week, so naturally, we have some top plays featuring the pigskin. It was a big night for North Texas, both offensively and defensively. Wyatt Young makes a reception from Drew Mestemaker, dodges multiple defenders, then dives into the end zone. The Army Black Knights were looking to get into a groove offensively. Brady Anderson says, "I'm going to help you out with that." Here he is, diving backwards to make the catch. It wouldn't be a week of top plays without mentioning Memphis women's soccer. Here they are taking on Mizzou. Ai Kitagawa, we've heard her name plenty on top plays. She finds the back of the net. You always hope that your teammate has your back, and the Tulsa Golden Hurricane put that into action. Kevin Thollinger sprinting in, helping his buddy out to make a save. You have to pay close attention here in play number 1. It looks like that South Florida is going to punt the ball, but Lachlan Hewlett, he throws the pass, finds Keyshawn Singleton, who runs it in for a touchdown. We have a bonus play for you here this week, and this is why we needed to add it, because punters are people too. Angus Davies for Tulsa, an 80-yard punt. Oh my goodness. If you see a top play this week, make sure you use the hashtag American Top Plays. Keep it right here. We have more action for you on ESPN+.
Welcome back to Greenville, North Carolina on the campus of East Carolina University. It's halftime between the Camels and Pirates. The American on ESPN Plus is home to over 40 college football games, 1,000 exclusive live events, and every American Conference championship throughout the season. For more information and to sign up, visit stream.espn.com. Now let's go back to Maria in Studio A.
Welcome into Studio A. I'm Maria Tribal Peace. Earlier this week, the conference announced their weekly awards in men's and women's soccer, volleyball, and football. Right now, we take a look at the top performers in American's Best. The Offensive Player of the Week in volleyball is Memphis's Amanda Hart. Hart led the Tigers to a 3-0 opening weekend, averaging 4.36 kills per set while adding 8 service aces. She was named the Roan Invitational MVP. Against USC Upstate, Hart recorded a career-high 26 kills. The men's soccer Offensive Player of the Week is Charlotte's Elias Arsfall. Arsfall scored 3 goals and had an assist in Charlotte's 6-0 win over Queens. In women's soccer, Leah Chansey earned the title of the Offensive Player of the Week. Chansey aided the Owls to a pair of victories and contributed 3 points in each contest. She scored a goal and provided an assist in Rice's 3-2 win over Oklahoma State on Thursday. After a big performance against UMass, Evan Simon was named the American's Offensive Player of the Week in football. Simon completed 19 of 25 passes for 248 yards as he led Temple to its first road win since 2021 with a 42-10 victory at Massachusetts. For more on the award winners and a list of the weekly honorees, you can visit our website at theamerican.org. Keep it right here. We'll have more for you on ESPN Plus after this.
second half between the Campbell Camels and ECU Pirates is just moments away. Doc and I will bring you first half highlights and the second half kickoff when we return. Second half just about to get underway here. Campbell will have the chance to receive and try to get their evening turned around here as ECU raced out to that hot start and kept their foot on the gas in that first half. Now the Pirates all set to kick it away. Set into the end zone for a touchback, so Campbell will send their offense out. And we welcome you back into the booth along with Doc Holliday, Joe Torti. So glad you could rejoin us here. And Doc, in that first half, it really was the Caden Hauser show.
It was. Caden Hauser just had it his way. And you would expect him to have it his way because he's at the house. Just look at the arm and just floats one up, rips one, and beautiful placement of a footballer, just drops it right down. Then you see the play action underneath to the big tight end, and the tight end does it his way. Then Caden again, 19 completions to 10 different receivers, and we're looking at one by Anthony Smith right there. And then you look at Campbell on the other end, coming out trying to get something going, and I'm doing Joe's job.
Well, you know, you did a pretty good job, I have to say.
No,
Randall King. Randall King moved it. We've got 35-3, the lead for East Carolina. And Doc, you know, you look at Randall King, you look at some of the other players, Spencer Jones, Barry Tate, understanding that this is a Campbell offense that's missing probably their biggest weapon in Mark Biggins, the tailback not available tonight. It's still a team that you'd love to see get going because they do have the weapons.
They do, man, and you know they're not going to make any excuses. They're not going to talk about who they're missing. They're going to talk about the guys that are on the field, capable of making plays, trying to make plays, and this is what they're hoping they can get something going. As we see big Zion Wilson limp off the field.
Hopefully he's okay and able to return. Now Camden Sixkiller, who was fairly accurate in that first half, has a free play here. Sixkiller up the sideline, and it's broken up by Chance Graves. But it looks like that was a free play, and now another flag on the other side of midfield for Randall King there.
Offside, defense, number 9, penalties decline. Pass interference, defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
So getting a free one to start this.
Blake Harrell won't be happy with the undisciplined start right at the second half because I'm pretty sure he wants his team to remain focused, remain disciplined. He said he wanted to continue to put the pressure on. He don't want them to be making these kind of mistakes.
And when you've been in games like this, you're always trying to escape the coach's eye in terms of anything being wrong with the film, as that one sung to the sideline by Chandler. What do moments like that do to the whole team when you're about to go into film study like this?
Well, you know, it's not only the coaches putting that red dot on you, it's your teammates as well, because they're going to crack on you. Some of them going to crack on you, but some of them going to get upside your head, because when you have a culture of winning or you're trying to build a culture of winning, you don't want to have any letdowns even if you're up 70 points.
3 in the backfield now for Campbell on this 2nd and 8, looking to get something going, sending Chandler in motion. Handoff, flag is down, and not a whole lot of room to operate at all for Ethan Lawrence. Northeastern
Illegal
Oklahoma A&M
formation,
transfer.
more than 4 men in the backfield. Offense, number 71, 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
There you go, too many in the backfield for Campbell.
Got to get up on the line of scrimmage, big dog. Yeah, you big dog. He just looked up, looked like he was looking at
Cyterio Lee said,
like
me?
he heard me or something. Yeah.
Sixkiller with 4 receivers. ECU's defense has been really good. You talked about that bend but don't break. And they also have takeaway to also help out with their field position. This has been a good unit today. Sixkiller hit, ball's out, and it's recovered by ECU. Preston Carr jumps on it. And we were talking about the takeaways, another one there for the Pirates.
But look at this job of absolute destruction. You got a little stunt game with the defensive tackles, and number 8, Josiah Robinson just comes free, beats his man, and gets to the Sixkiller and says, I need to get that rock too. Just a great defensive play, and those are the kind of battles you don't want to be seen losing, but those are the battles you want to be seen winning, and Mr. Robinson won those, and we are in this neighborhood, so I would only expect that.
The senior transferred from Michigan State his freshman year, but he's been a Pirate for his entire football career. As it's sent to the sideline, and Anthony Smith making a catch from Hauser. You know, if there is one area where you look at on the passing side, it's that Anthony Smith is really a deep ball run after catch guy. He hasn't been able to do a ton of damage yet.
Now they've done a good job of keeping them underneath.
Handoff goes for a couple of yards there. Not a ton for London Montgomery. See a change for Anthony Smith as he came over from NC State last year and immediately became a top receiver for ECU, especially with Chase Sowell banged up. Now delivering to the sideline on the comebacker. That was caught by Pettaway, and good to see Jaquez Pettaway getting something going, but wasn't able to haul that in. A flag is down.
Offside. Defense, number 10. 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
They'll take that. Mentioned against NC State, had 3 touches from -7 yards, but his speed is something that all of the coaches have talked about as being a big problem when he fits into this offense, especially considering he's filling that Winston Wright role from last year. Hauser hands it off again, able to move the sticks on third down there, and Montgomery another carry.
And going back to Pettaway, that's why you want to keep giving him opportunities, because you know it's there. You know if he get it and make something happen, he gets confidence, because they're going to need him as the season progresses and gets deeper into the season. So you want him to gain some confidence and be able to make some plays and see himself making some plays.
Hauser looking over the middle, bobbling. Catch made, nicely done by Smith. Looked for a second like it might have made it to the turf, but Smith able to double clutch on that.
That was a great catch, because Hauser's ball was thrown a little low, and Yannick still able to get up and get it.
Montgomery looking for his second rushing touchdown. Burrows inside the 5-yard line. Brings up a 2nd down and goal.
Montgomery on the carry. Gain of 1. 2nd down and goal at the 4.
Now Hauser and ECU starting to slow down just a hair. Hauser keeps it himself. Looking for Pater, gets stopped right around the 2-yard line. Kalen Villanueva, the Buck linebacker, coming in to make that stop.
That was his playmaker. And what I've noticed tonight, he seems like he always makes the right read and makes the right play. Tonight, I know the previous game, coach says a couple of times you should have kept the ball instead of handing it off, but he's made a lot of great decisions tonight.
Hands it off to Montgomery, who surges ahead and scores. 2nd touchdown of the game for London Montgomery, and it's 41-3 ECU.
Talk about running between the tackles. You talk about being able to run between the tackles. That's exactly what he did. Quick little stutter step in the backfield, sees the hole, gets through it, and once again, can't say it or reiterate it enough. That's the kind of physical running that you want out of your running backs, and those East Carolina running backs, they've shown that several times tonight.
Extra point is up and good. It started with the sack from Josiah Robinson. Preston Carr with the recovery, and then ECU's offense marches down the field. London Montgomery slashes into the end zone, and it's 42-3. East Carolina, the party is on. Greenville crowd liking what they're seeing so far. East Carolina in the driver's seat. ECU picks up right where they left off in the first half with their ground game dominance, finding pay dirt on the ground.
Run it. Running backs taking over, nice cut, get up the field, another nice cut, run through two fighting camels, then you come out on the opposite pitch and run through another one. Just physicality, just running back shining tonight. The numbers may not look good on the stats, but what do look good is that right there, touchdown celebrations.
With Doc Holliday, Joe Torti here with you. Glad you could join us at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium. Take a look at the rushing discrepancy in these two teams, and certainly makes a big difference when you're not able to get anything going on the ground. King returns this, and it's knocked out of bounds at the 23-yard line. Now, if you're ECU, what does it mean that you've been able to put a rushing performance like this on tape now?
I mean, it does a lot for the running backs. Not only that, it does a lot for the offensive linemen, because the offensive linemen, they like to get in there and get their roller rooter and get you out of there and move something and be physical and impose your will on somebody else. So it helps the running back, the offensive line unit more than anything, because that's what they like to see, that their hard work is paying off when you see running backs running through people and doing everything they can to get touchdowns.
So now Campbell trying to find some positivity here in this second. Quarterback to quarterback completion there as Chandler tries to find some space in this ECU defense before being wrapped up and dropped after a short gain. Tavius Horn Jr. making the stop there.
What I am impressed about this East Carolina defense is the way they go get you. They go get you, man. They go to the ball. It seems like everybody out there can run, and everybody out there is running to the ball. They're physical, they're fast, they're quick, and it's just a team effort.
You know, that's been one of the calling cards for this group since Blake Harrell took over as defensive coordinator. And we visited with him this week as the pass is complete to Chandler and they moved the sticks for a first down. And asked, how's the defensive identity changed since you moved from the defensive coordinator role to the head coach role? And you know, his focus was saying, I hope it doesn't change at all. I hope that's still kind of the calling card for this team.
And I'm pretty sure it's so hard for him not to interject himself, or call them defense and call them plays, because you want to give the defensive coordinator, let him keep that power. But I just love the philosophy and everything that they have going on defensively.
Take another look at this play. Step aside for a breather. East Carolina 42. Campbell looking for answers. 9:28 to go in the third.
The College Football Playoff begins December 19th and concludes with the National Championship January 19th on ESPN.
Welcome back to Dowdy Ficklen Stadium with Doc Holliday. Joe Torty here with you on a beautiful Saturday night.
Targeting. It's first down.
We took a look at Kendrick Dujour's hit on Camden's 6 killer for targeting, ruled that it was no targeting. So play continues here, first down and 10 for Campbell, looking for answers. And if you are the Camels, what are you trying to get going here on this drive?
Just something, just anything positive, whether it's a 5-yard out, 5-yard hook route or something, just anything positive, and that's not positive. And you got another flag. How about that?
Tell me if you've heard that one before. It's Naeem Carney gets it.
Offside. Defense, number 40, in the neutral zone at the snap. 5-yard penalty, first down.
All right, they got their eyes on Kendrick Dujour because that was the targeting and then the offside.
Well, he was on. Anytime you're on probation, you have to check in. So when you're on probation, they're looking at you. So they're looking at him. He continues to get caught.
9:05 left here in the third quarter. First down and 5 for Campbell.
And Joe, can I say something real quick? I've been waiting on an opportunity to redeem myself. I said it wasn't targeted. We just wasn't on air.
That's true.
Before the ruling came down.
I got your back.
Okay,
it's on the record.
Appreciate it. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Little reverse action here. Chandler hit and dropped. Nowhere to go. Rashid Reason closing in, but it was great pursuit by everybody on the ECU side.
Just too much team speed. They keep trying to get Mike Chandler to second to block. And I understand, but Chandler is trying to get outside of these East Carolina defenders, and it's just not going to happen. They got too many walk-me-downs on their team. You got 4 walk-me-downs over there, so there was really nowhere for Mike Chandler the second to go but down.
Big loss there from 1st and 5 to 2nd and 18. 6 killer looking to get some of it back. Gets good protection. Up the sideline, battle for that ball, and it's incomplete. Kamari McKinley, the sophomore from Lakeland, was in the area. Really good athlete who has the defensive coaches excited here in Greenville for what his future looks like as a Pirate.
Making plays like that, I see why they're excited, because it's still a nice little break on it. You see what's happening, gets to it. This throws it right in. They try the one-hand snag. There. 6 killers just trying to make anything happen, and I don't blame them. They might as well take a chance on pretty much anything right now to try to get something going for your team.
If you're ECU, what's the challenge in maintaining focus here in a game like this?
Just trying to understand where you were last week and how you felt last week. And that'll do it. Even though it was a nice little game, that was a big hit.
Yeah, Justin Benton was focused on making a big hit that time. Brings up a 4th down, even though there was a good chunk of yardage picked up. You're talking about positive things on tape. That's something that Blake Harrell's going to absolutely love.
One of those blindside hits, and you see Big Dog hustling down the field, and he gets rewarded by hustling down the field, able to get a highlight hit.
Low snap. Fair catch called for and made by Pearson. It's all East Carolina. See how much longer they keep the foot on the pedal. So far, so good in Greenville. You're watching The American on ESPN Plus. And elsewhere in The American, a big night. USF down 1. Never fear. Here comes an 8th play. 87-yard drive at 2:30. Byron Brown gets it started by hitting Alvin Isaac for this one up the sideline, setting up Nico Gramatica. Doing his dad proud, hitting the game winner to seal it. And USF takes down Florida. Gauntlet continues. Miami is on deck, but they'll enjoy this one for tonight. An 18-6 win over the Gators.
I like that shot, man. We go from the pout to the party.
Hauser has been throwing a party of his very own here as he slings it to the sideline, and a good hands catch made there by Anthony Smith.
You said that right, Joe. That's a good, strong hand catch by Anthony Smith. I don't think a lot of people understand how impressive that is and how hard that is.
Talked about it a little bit earlier as Hauser hands this one off, and it's another carry here for TJ Engelman. Check that, rather, make it Lacey who gets the carry. Dewan Lacey, the junior transfer from Fort Worth, Texas. But Anthony Smith coming in, even though he was kind of earned the #1 receiver spot, wasn't a productive stats-wise guy at NC State. And some people had questions about how he fits in. He's one of the most important players on this offense.
A lot of times it's not about stats, it's about doing everything else and being a leader and, you know, executing on the field and off the field.
He's trying to execute on the field right now, looking up the sideline, and it's incomplete. Looked like he was expecting the sideline throw, and Hauser was going more towards the post.
Post office, the ball was pretty high. Sending the ball somewhere. But he was expecting.
Smith gets a breather here, 3rd down and 5. And that one was airborne. Hauser steps up over the middle, complete. 1st down yardage and more, as this is spun down and dropped, but not before Peyton Mangra makes his 2nd catch of the season, and that one a big one.
And I see that Campbell defense still being aggressive. They came with the linebacker blitz, but what happens when you blitz? You got man-to-man, and you got Mangra just abusing his man. Huge hookup with Hauser.
Hauser slings it to the sideline, and Smith makes the catch. You know, you take a look at all the weapons that ECU has, but Campbell just got over dealing with Marquise Buchanan from URI, who's as good as anybody. So you'd think that they're like, oh man, when is this ever going to stop? Then you look at the rest of their schedule. They got Western Carolina and NC State. It's not going to stop for a while.
And it's not. And if you're a player, you just look at the AD and administration. You're like, y'all schedule these games, man. We the ones got to go playing.
2nd down and 3. Hauser and ECU continuing to get anything that they want. And off around the edge, and Connor, the tight end, getting the carry inside the 20-yard line, setting up ECU.
I like Connor, man. He's a good player. He can do a lot.
What do you see that you like?
It's just his size, and not only his route running, the way he catches the ball, and once he catches it, how physical he runs with it after he catches it.
Hauser, blockers in front. Lowers the shoulder, and I've got to say, I'm not sure how happy Blake Harrell's going to be with Caden Hauser running up the sideline in this particular spot.
I promise, man, you reached right in my head and took the thought right out of my head, because I was like, what is he doing? Coach don't want to see him running like that. He don't want to take any chances of him getting hurt in a situation like this. But Hauser is a competitor, man. He's not going to be out there and not compete and play hard, and you can't blame him for that.
How long do you keep Hauser in?
Once 4th quarter here, we should be done. If it's me, we should be done.
Lacey gets the carry, goes inside the 10-yard line. You know, it's just 2 games. It's a long season, but you look at the start of the season that Hauser's had, he could be building something pretty special if you look at how his season could be towards the end.
Oh, his foundation so far, these first 2 games, is extremely special and extremely impressive. And it's going to make a lot of people take notice.
Comes back to his 2nd look and throws it out of the back of the end zone, incomplete. Smith is in the area. 2nd down coming up.
trying to hit Smith on that quick slant, but it was good coverage by Campbell. I got to give it to Smith and Houser. They stayed with it, but he aired me out of them. He just kind of threw it.
Marquise Alexander in coverage there. You take a look at what Houser's done tonight. 314 passing yards, 2 passing touchdowns. And one of the things that jumps out when we were going over our homework and our notes was how many times they turned the ball over last year. 30 times near the tops in all of college football as the handoff is here. And they haven't turned the ball over yet in 2 games. So they've done a great job of taking care of the ball so far.
And that's what you want. That is the most important thing as an offense, to take care of the football and secure the football. And that goes a lot to how they prepared, how they've been prepared, and how serious they've taken this season in every possession, because every possession is extremely precious.
And there you go. Take a look at the turnover margin. It's really been, since Blake Harrell took over, it's really turned around and flipped in a dramatic way. Houser, another option. That's been eating teams alive, and Lacey is in for the score. Touchdown, East Carolina. That speed option has been such a go-to play in the red zone.
It don't get any easier than that. And Houser, I can say he made the right play, but that was the only play to make. You have the defender takes him, and no one is out there with Lacey. He really didn't have anybody to outrun but himself. It's just easy work. No Campbell defenders outside, and all Lacey saw was green grass, and he's on the board with the touchdown. It's another rushing touchdown for the East Carolina offense.
Collecting the accolades from his teammates. As this kick is up, and it is good from Noah Perez, the senior, getting on the score sheet as well. 49-3. Take a look at how this came together for Lacey.
Just easy money, but number one, great block outside on the DB. I didn't see that right. I didn't see that by Yannick Smith. He deflects, the defensive back blocks him. That allowed Lacey to walk in there all by his lonesome. So when Coach talked about he wanted to see his perimeter players, his wide receivers blocking, he got there right there from Smith, and you see the result. Lacey able to walk in there all by his lonesome, and no one even breathes on him.
49-3. Lead for East Carolina as Lacey collects there. And the crowd here at Dowdy-Ficklin, they're feeling pretty good. I thought about wearing that exact outfit on the air, but I didn't know how the worldwide leader would feel about it.
You know, and I don't know how I would have felt about it, because first impressions mean that it's my first time meeting you, Joe. I would have like, okay, I know you're good at your job, but your outfit choice, but hey, to each his own. I don't want to be canceled. To each his own. You know what? Where would you want to wear? Where would you want to wear?
So Lacey's touchdown, and now King's fair catch. Lacey, a junior in the classroom, comes in, junior college transfer, first touchdown as an East Carolina Pirate, gives them the 49-3 lead. You can see he's feeling pretty good about contributing in this spot here. Welcome to Greenville. He's feeling good.
Well, he finally has the camera in his face. He's seen his running back brotherman get ISOs and solos tonight, so now he gets his own, so he wants to show all 52 teeth in his mouth. How many teeth? Show them all. It look good, too, man.
Did you say 52?
52. He got a lot of teeth in his mouth. Clean
Double
and straight.
the normal amount.
Yeah, look, nice set of teeth.
It was looking good.
He's double the talent, so he probably got double the teeth. Good job, Lacey.
Wilson back into the game. Good to see there as he had walked off the field earlier. Glad to see him return to action for ECU in this defense. Such an important part of what they're doing.
And I know I'm joking around, but you got to really give it to East Carolina, because they didn't take Campbell lightly. They came out here, played, they wanted to execute, they wanted to dominate, and they've done just that. And Campbell just hadn't laid down. They played hard. It's just East Carolina's just a better team.
Good pursuit on the outside, kind of bottling this up, and nowhere to go. Josiah Robinson, who had the big sack fumble earlier, getting out on the edge to make that stop.
And Coach Harrell has to love to see that his team is still hustling. They're still running to the ball. They're still trying to make plays on offense. They haven't taken their foot off the gas, because, you know, he said at halftime he wants to keep his foot on the gas, and they've done that.
Aiden Duncanson and Kamari McKinley, the safety tandem, as now they've brought in an additional safety, so 3 in the back end. 2 sophomores in the game. Slung to the near side, complete to Parker Jones, and Jones trying to fight forward towards first down yardage, going to be about 1.5 yards short. Flag is down on the far side. What's that?
Flag is out.
Yeah. Tell me if you've seen that one before. I hope you don't have dinner plans.
I mean, that's why I ate the burgers in the back. I'm full. It killed my appetite, man.
Illegal formation, offense, number 66. Penalties declined.
You know, we've talked about this a lot from ECU's perspective. If you're Campbell, how do you diagnose this game when you're looking at the film? What do you take away from it?
Well, I think coming into this game, they knew they were outmanned. They knew East Carolina was bigger, faster, stronger. So you still want to put everything in perspective. They played Rhode Island, #1 team, right, in the division?
Top 10.
Top 10, and you played
in the country.
And you played them close. So that's who you're gauging.
Right.
That's who you're judging yourself against. Now you come out here against East Carolina to get some experience and hopefully do some good things. So and it's still looking at energy and attitude and effort.
Booted high into the air, fair catch called for and made. That was fairly uneventful for Kyler Pearson.
We shouldn't see House. I'm sorry.
Think it's done now?
If it was me, but it's me. I ain't him. My name started with H, but I ain't him.
Malik Leverett, you can see into the game. And they will give Mike Wright Jr. the opportunity to run the show here. We talked about all the things that he brings to the table as a member of the starting offense, but the backup quarterback in this spot.
Great opportunity for him to get a look in this position, get some experience, and make some plays.
3 seasons at Vanderbilt, then stints at Northwestern and Mississippi State. He's got 1,300 plus rush yards in his career to date. So certainly a guy who can get it done on the ground, showing that here. And look out. Shoved out of bounds. He also has 3 rushing games of 100 yards plus at Vandy. So certainly a guy who can shoulder a lot of the load on the ground.
First carry, a 9-piece.
Hand off to Lacey. Lacey spins ahead. This is such a valuable opportunity for ECU as well, because especially in the era of the transfer portal, it's not always like you're building guys up for 2 and 3 years. Super important to get your depth, live reps here. That's what they have a chance to do. Wright slings it, see the arm, but his receiver had fallen down on the far side.
And not only that some of these young men get some reps, but get them out there and see themselves on film, on tape, so they won't be so quick to want to get the opportunity, let you play. So you want to be fair, and you want to give them a chance to come out here and shine.
It's a tough tightrope these coaches have to walk now.
It is, man.
Wright keeps it, gets blocking in front to the outside. Wright surges ahead over midfield. Pickup of 6 there. 4th quarter coming your way. 3 are in the books. East Carolina in command. Party is on at Dowdy Ficklen. London Montgomery and company feeling good. Offense, big time. 4th quarter coming your way next. take a look at what's on the plate the rest of the way for East Carolina. They head on the road at Coastal, and then of course the meat of the American schedule follows BYU. Certainly no rest for the weary and plenty of chances for you to catch up with the Pirates right here on ESPN. Doc Holliday, Joe Torti, glad that you could join us here from Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium. Mike Wright, the backup quarterback, into the game as Caden Hauser's night is over. That was a monster night it was. That one's into the flat. That's TJ Engelman, the sophomore, making the catch. Greg Brown making that stop for Campbell. Now the first punt of the game for ECU. So now take a look at number 48, the punter, Thomas O'Halloran. This is about to be, if he punts it, his first punt in any football game, any level. There it is, wobbler. And is he going to slam on the brakes? Nope, dribbles into the end zone for a touchback. There you go. So a guy who we were talking with, Blake Harrell, and said he's got a huge leg. He's never kicked in a game in high school, never in college, never at any level. Here he is at ECU, punting for an FBS team.
And those are the kind of stories you love, man. You love it. You see him, he's disappointed with himself, but still, it's a nice little flutter kick. They wanted you to flutter kick it. I know he wanted to dive, but still, O'Halloran comes in. That's his first punt, getting his opportunity to be on this stage. It's a dream come true, because not everybody gets the opportunity to do what he just did, and who gets the opportunity to do what he continues to do. So he may be upset, but put a smile on your face, young fella.
It's a guy from down under, continuing the tradition here at ECU. They've had a lot of Australian punters come through. That rugby-style punters are there. And yeah, visiting with Blake Harrell, he actually did one better, because that's a guy who was recruited by the previous regime. Harrell said, never even seen him.
So you walk past him, how you doing, coach? You're like, who are you?
Yeah, coach, which one are you again?
I was just in the team meeting yesterday. Oh, well, okay. Nice to meet you. What was this you play?
Yeah, exactly. I know, just tell me again, remind me. Quarterback change here as well, as the new quarterback is Jalen Ferguson, the grad student, Clemens, North Carolina. Ferguson hands off here, and Lawrence, probably his best run of the day. He showed some flashes against URI, and I know that this coaching staff would have preferred to have everybody healthy in the backfield, but getting these reps for Cowan and Lawrence means that you look at what he's going to be able to bring to the table. Braxton Harris is going to have some options here.
And you know what, Joe, just talking about this Campbell squad, this Braxton Harris squad, what I haven't seen is let up from them. Even though they're outmatched, they've continued to play hard. They've continued to compete. They're just playing a team that's bigger, faster, stronger than them. But I love the attitude, and I love the continue to fight that this Campbell squad has.
Pass incomplete there from Ferguson, looking for R.J. Hart, Pittsburgh, PA native. And that'll be a 3-and-out for Campbell. And you're right, you know, you look at their schedule, they've certainly not done themselves any favors. URI don't have any choice, right? CAA, but they're the preseason favorite to start the year. Come here to take on the Pirates at Dowdy-Ficklin. You know that coming up, it's Western Carolina. That's never any cakewalk. And then NC State. So by the time they're in the teeth of their CAA season, they are going to be a big-time battle-tested team. Big hit delivered at the end of this one. No fair catch called for, I guess, as a huge lick delivered by Devonye Pettis. East Carolina next. ECU solidly in the driver's seat, and that man's a big reason why Caden Hauser had himself a day today.
Caden Hauser, ladies and gentlemen, drop to him. Caden Hauser, ladies and gentlemen, in the front. Caden Hauser, option, drills one, slant, got it, money. Caden Hauser, perfect, magnificent, beautiful, Spalding, touchy, Hauser, house of a day, in his house, 314, 25 of 35, 2 passing touchdowns, and now he's able to chill.
ECU continuing to roll here as Lacey and Engelman getting a lot of the work in the fourth quarter. And yeah, you look at what Caden Hauser was able to do there. Think about what his journey was like transferring from Michigan State, where he started 9 games.
Illegal formation, offense number 66. Penalty, first down.
And then, after spending 2 years there in that Big Ten program, comes here presumably to be the starter. Then Jake Garcia also transfers in, loses a training camp battle with Garcia, and things don't go well for ECU last year. Midway, 2 things change. Caden Hauser takes over, and Blake Harrell becomes the head coach. And the rest is kind of history for ECU. They're off and running.
And what that tells you about Hauser, he kept a good attitude. He didn't quit, he didn't leave. He fought through the adversity, and you see how it worked to his good and comes back around, because not only is it working to his good, it's working to the good of East Carolina, because Hauser is able to do anything he wants with that football, and the players know it's 4 for 4. Not 4 for 4, 4 for 4. Like, who's number 4? It's 4 for 4, man. It's like when somebody ball at you, that's 4 for 4. But now he's able to do anything he wants back there. He's just an extremely impressive player.
Is that a flag on the field? Not another.
Snap infraction, offense number 72. 5-yard penalty, second down.
That one goes against Jeremiah Williams, the junior from Edgefield, South Carolina. Has been a lot of flags on the field. It seems like no matter which locker room you're going into, this is something that we're going to have to deal with. You see 12 total penalties tonight.
And it gives Coach Harrell something to talk about. It gives him something to go off of that, so his team won't start feeling themselves too much.
As Wright gets the carry, keeps his feet. Nicely done on the balance by Wright. But yeah, talking to Coach Harrell and listening to him talk, especially about those pre-snap penalties, and look out. Third down coming up and long for ECU.
Did you upgrade to that? I just saw it.
Yeah, apparently everything's in one place now.
I need to. I just saw it. It just kind of caught me off.
Just do everything the TV tells us to do, right? That's right. Drops back. Comes back to the near side, and a nice catch made by Jiron Waiters.
It's a nice throw by Wright, too.
Yeah.
On the run.
Didn't look like there was a whole lot of room to work with for Wright.
Do it on the rope.
Now we'll see the second punt of the day and of his life in a game by Thomas O'Halloran. Onkaparinga Hills, South Australia.
There you go, O'Halloran. Show Coach Harrell who you are, man. Introduce yourself again.
Oh, that one's a beauty. Back spins and is held up there. Tristan O'Brien, the long snapper, running down to get to that one. 49-3, East Carolina rolling at home over Campbell. Talked about it a little bit earlier. Doc Holliday, Joe Torre here with you, and just no rest for the weary if you're Campbell. On top of their CAA schedule, just take a look at Western Carolina, at NC State, North Carolina A&T. I mean, there's no cupcakes on this schedule at all. And William & Mary's always loaded as well.
Very aggressive scheduling, man. But Campbell just got to go out there and play the ball.
They're going to be tested by the time they get there. Ferguson comes in and slings it. Ferguson's a guy who has a ton of experience as well. Transfer from Lenore-Rhine. 3,000-yard passer, 19 touchdowns for a D2 playoff team that had 10 wins. So certainly a guy who's capable of leading the pack.
I'll be honest with you right now, Joe. Transfer from
Lenore-Rhine.
Okay, I don't know him. I didn't get that deep into. I didn't get that deep into Campbell. I'm sorry. I didn't. Okay.
I got your back.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate you. You're learning me something here.
Hand off there, straight up the middle. Naeem Carney, the Georgetown transfer, gets the carry. Had me double checking my notes like I said something wrong.
No,
I was terrified.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to catch you off. I'm learning me something. Just overlooked it. Just overlooked it.
Third down and 9. Ferguson trying to make something happen here late in this fourth quarter. It's been all East Carolina and really only one productive drive for Campbell. That one's batted and knocked down, incomplete. Fourth down upcoming here, and ECU's defense certainly not letting off the pedal there. Ryan Roseborough getting in the mix. Roseborough's been a really good player as a sophomore for this side.
That's what coach tells you. If you can't get there and you say it's a pass, stop, jump, try to deflect. Great play.
Kendrick DeJour making that stop, swatting it down. Bondi, it's been a busy evening for him. Pearson calls for the fair catch, makes it at the 38. See another look at this East Carolina offense. Everything's looking purple here in Greenville, even more than usual. That lets you know how we got here. East Carolina up 49-3. Caton Hauser having himself a day. All of the running backs getting involved, especially London Montgomery. And now it's all over, but the clock running out here for ECU. Doc Holliday, Joe Torti here with you. And Doc, we visited with the coaching staff earlier this week for East Carolina. And on the defensive and offensive sides of the ball, they both talked about attention to detail and effort and the little things being so important. What do you give them on a report card here so far?
Well, for the most part, for East Carolina, you got to give them at least a B+. And I say a B+ and not an A+ because, for one, they were supposed to win. It's a bigger team, more experienced, stronger. So and they're playing at home. It's a season opener. But I give them a B+ because they have had some mental mistakes and have made some mistakes that you don't want to see them make. But overall, it's a passing grade. B+ still help you make the honor roll because they still give E or S in conduct. So that helps you make the honor roll. But I give them a B+.
New quarterback into the game for ECU. As they decide that Wright's day is done there. As that handoff to TJ Engelman goes for a couple yards. And that'll be it for ECU on this drive. 4th down upcoming here.
I'll give TJ Engelman a little shine, a nice patient run. I love the way he took his time, put his left hand on the offensive lineman's back and found the hole and picked up a couple yards.
Brings out the punt crew here. Chasten Ditta, the freshman quarterback from Austin, Texas, was the one on that handoff. Fair catch called for and made at the Campbell 14-yard line by King. And Randall King, you know, we thought that we'd have a chance to see him do some pretty special stuff, but he has largely drawn a ton of attention defensively from ECU. And you can see the frame. His coaches told us that he works out still with the developmental team 4 days a week. You can see how much of a great build he has, but he just hasn't been able to get loose today.
Well, East Carolina just didn't allow it. You know, he's thick and athletic, kind of reminds you of Deebo Samuel, how he looks, but East Carolina just didn't allow it. It doesn't mean that he's not a great player. They just haven't let anything go tonight. It's just been one of those nights.
Yeah, he's certainly not the only one. He's been bottled up. Gang tackling again for ECU. First one in there making that stop was Jordan Miles. And man, the coaching staff just gushed about him, number 43 in purple. They said that his growth chart is like a rocket ship. They can't wait to see what he looks like by the end of the year.
I see he came up and brought that hammer. Man, I can see why they're high on him because he brought the wood right there.
Ferguson surveying this defense here, trying to get something going for Campbell. ECU sending the heat once again. A catch made and an athletic move as well to get past the initial would-be tackler by Daniel Lopez.
Nice throw, nice catch, nice route.
Maury McKinley making the stop. You know, Jamarlee Riddle and Tegan Wilk played basically every snap against NC State. There were a ton of snaps in that game, so it's got to be really good to get Riddle and Wilk on the sideline and get some of these younger safeties in, because those are probably the two most important players on your defense if you ask the coaching staff.
No doubt about it. I think Blake Harrell said he thinks they're the best safety duo in the American Conference, so he thinks extremely highly of those two, and I can see why, because they make plays.
That's saying something, because there are some really good defensive backfields here in the American, but I think that Riddle and Wilk do live up to that billing. Just look at Braxton Harrison. You talk about a guy who just has endless enthusiasm and positivity. He talked about building this Campbell team and how important it is to get guys in who really want to be at Campbell and not just try to convince people to come in. And you can see this is a team, you talk about not giving up and seeing the fight. The results are right there. Proof's in the pudding.
Yeah, he doesn't have anything to be ashamed of. He really doesn't. It's just his team was overmatched today, but I think he still had his team as prepared as they can be prepared to play. I don't care. Sometimes you can have the best plays, you can have the best scheme, you can have the best game plan, but if you don't have the best bodies and the best depth and the best strength, the game plans and the schemes don't mean anything. So I don't think Braxton Harris, Coach Braxton Harris, has anything to be ashamed of, because he's a smart coach. He knows what he's doing. His teams is ready to play because they played extremely well last week against Rhode Island. It's just you come out here and incomplete sentence. I don't even want to complete. Just come out here.
Well, you know,
this happens.
Jimmy Johnson says it's not about the X's and the O's.
About the Jimmys and the Joes. Exactly right.
That one nearly intercepted on the far sideline by Duncanson. Gave that one a shot. Duncanson coming in, UNC transfer, saw one game as a Tar Heel, as a freshman. That was against Campbell as well. Punt unit comes out for the Camels.
And, you know, you in a game like this, I've been on both sides. You know, I've been on where we've gotten blown out. I've been on where we blew somebody out. So I know how both teams are feeling.
Can't be easy, even if you're on the winning side, can't be that easy. Let's take a look around the American as things are going quite well here in East Carolina for the Pirates. Some of the other scores here. Temple had a rout against Howard. North Texas squeaking it out in overtime against Western Michigan. We talked about that South Florida game, an immediate thriller. There's even more action here. Memphis with a narrow lead over Georgia State. You nervous, partner?
I'm disappointed. Disappointed. They should be winning by much more than that.
Knocked out of bounds there after a short pickup. Malik Leverett making that catch. And now you see ECU's offense slowing down a bit. Still not fully going into milk the clock mode. Nice wiggle by Engelman and the stiff arm as well. The sophomore showing what he's got.
That's a nice run right there, Joe. But if Engelman would have cut up the field and cut inside in that defender, he probably had a band playing right now. He'd be getting the ISO shot in the camera right now. But nevertheless, still a good run.
Running backs are like the bingo card right now.
Yes, sir.
Last one that you need. Nice give up the sideline, and oh, that close for Waiters. Jaron Waiters with a chance, made a couple miss, but just couldn't keep his feet, or else he would have been running in.
ECU, no mercy. They're going tempo. They're going tempo right now. I like it, man. Look, as long as you're out there, you got to keep playing football, Campbell.
Engelman, another good cut here. As he lowers his shoulder. So if you're Campbell, you don't have hard feelings here if they're
not like this, because Coach Harrell has his reserves in. They still have to be a part of this system. They still have to understand the tempo. They still have to be able to run these plays and know what it takes and know what it feels to run this. So no hard feelings at all.
Jason Ditta getting some on-the-job training, because a lot of times you're not having 2 and 3 years to develop now with this transfer portal. You look at ECU, I would say that offensively they accomplished a lot of their goals today. Another nice run and inspired performance by the sophomore here, TJ Engelman.
Talk about 2 or 3 years. Sometimes they only get 2 or 3 months.
Isn't that the truth?
If they're not happy in 2 or 3 months, they get on up out of here, and you know, so you have to get them in there and see what they can do.
Now, Engelman did impress as a freshman last year in camp, but you got Rajay Harris and Javius Bond. I mean, there's not a lot of carries to go around. As looking end zone, that one is caught for the score. Touchdown ECU. Dylan Lorick, the sophomore, makes his first touchdown grab as a Pirate. And ECU up 55-3 now.
Look at the back shoulder ball, the back shoulder throw. I absolutely love it. Perfect execution. That back shoulder it's tough to do, but 1-4. I'm just going to call him 1-4 because 1-4 just comes out there and makes a beautiful play. He's able to spin the ball. That's just a great highlight to have.
Did put that one right on the money. Good touchdown toss for the freshman.
Now, I don't know how Campbell's going to feel about that touchdown.
Right.
I don't know about that, but I'm one of those, as long as you're out there playing and the game is still going on, you got to compete. You still got to stop.
Perez puts it through, and now it is an even bigger lead for ECU. 2:45 left here. Yeah, if you're Campbell, I mean, at some point you know that this is kind of the way that it has a chance of going, but another one through the air. Lorick collects it. Now he gets the close-up.
Whoever is the ISO cameraman for us down on the East Coast, they've been working, man.
Elite performance.
Elite, yeah, they've been working. They've been working harder than everybody else, man.
That's the truth.
They keep having to go over there, man.
Dez, nice work, man.
A great job to everybody, man. He definitely you.
There's a look at Blake Harrell. You know, it's interesting because sometimes you talk to Coach Harrell, and when things aren't going well, he's able to maintain that sense of positivity and things like that. He looks kind of grumpy for being up 56-3.
You know, that's what coaches are never satisfied. When you're trying to achieve greatness, when you're trying to achieve greatness, you're never satisfied.
Right.
You're never satisfied with the game you play. Like myself, I'm never satisfied with a broadcast. I think all my broadcasts suck. It's just like coaches. Even though you're winning, and it may be a great game and game plan, but you always find something wrong, something you can do better at. And that's why great people, great players, and great performers are great. So that's why he's
I got to convince you otherwise about your broadcasting performance. And offensively, I mean, listen, Coach Harrell, this is the same number of points you scored against Temple last year. Matches your high. I mean, we're doing okay.
But look at him, just look ornery as heck right now.
It's like he hears us.
Just upset, man. Arms crossed. It's like a principal. It's like a pissed off parent. You know.
It's the truth.
Arms crossed again. But now I get it, man. You always in coaching. You know, he could at least allow yourself to smile. Okay. Smile, coach.
As Campbell's offense takes the field, you know, it was interesting. We were talking to Coach Harrell yesterday. His inside pass gets sniffed out by ECU and a good stop by Kendrick Davis. But Coach Harrell said, you know, it wasn't anything crazy. He said he just wasn't feeling himself in a couple of days leading up to this game. And he said that some of that hot exercising, where you go into like a sauna and you're working on either the spin bike or the air bike or whatever it is, kind of straightened him out a little bit. I don't know if I could handle that if I was sick.
Cleaned it all up. I mean, you were talking to him. I appreciate you recording the Zoom because I had to go back and watch it. He did say he wasn't feeling well, and you all handled that perfectly. But yeah, a lot of times you go in that sauna, man, it cleans you, it clears up everything.
It's another free play there for Campbell. And yep, there you see that? Before it was just folded hands, and now the hands up to the mouth.
Second down.
There you go, offside.
Look.
He just asked how many of those we've had. Yep, we're looking at you, Coach. We see you.
But you know, I understand, man. He wants his team to remain focused.
Yes.
Do not let up. Do not let down, because he knows when you get in tight games, your mind has to stay focused and locked in that moment right there. You can't have any let up. We don't want his team to have any let up.
Well, and you know, I'm sure that every coach has their pet things or things that matter more to them than anybody else. And he talked about pre-snap penalties as being something that he will not tolerate. So I don't think it matters to him that the reserves are in. Somebody's getting chewed out. We have reached the 2-minute timeout. All over, but the final 1:59. East Carolina over Campbell. East Carolina gets to enjoy this one for 24 hours, and then they turn their eyes forward on the road at East Carolina. That BYU game is a toughie coming up, but after that, they miss USF and some of the other teams in the American that seem to be giving some other squads trouble.
Yeah, they got a nice little American schedule there, didn't they? Nice little luck of the draw. Luck of the whole holiday.
Oh, so I didn't know the Aussies brought the luck. I'm learning new things all the time. Doc Holliday, Joe Torti here with you from Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium in Greenville. Home opener for the Pirates could not have gone a whole lot better. So trying to wash out the bad taste in that mouth. And, you know, it's hard to do, especially when you lose to your rival, your regional rival. A game like this doesn't necessarily take all the sting away, but it's another step in the right direction for the Pirates.
It takes a lot of it. It takes a lot of the sting away, but still, they're still going to be looking at what if, because a lot of those guys from NC State, I'm pretty sure a lot of these guys know them, but it's probably a lot of these guys on the Campbell squad, they know one another, so that's a lot of trash talking. But that NC State game means more, but to come out here and play the way they played and to dominate the way they dominated, holding this Campbell team to just 4 yards rushing, man, that's big time.
Carney fortunate to pounce on that one, or else it looked like it was going the other way for ECU. Campbell first down there. Carney, mentioned the former Georgetown Hoya, getting the totes. Mark Biggins came in to transfer from Cal Poly. Very excited about what he brought to the table. Was looking healthy finally, and has not been available the first 2 games of this season. Hopefully he can return soon. Braxton Harris' squad. Carney, this one just gets strung out. Nice tackle by Timothy Patterson.
Dominic Moody on the stop, lost 1, second 11.
Dominic Moody also getting into the mix. I don't know if it makes it better or worse that Campbell geographically is so close after this one. That, you know, they hopping on a bus or what have you to get home and thinking about this one. Is that one skies high and incomplete versus hopping on a plane and going through the whole process, jumping on a plane? I don't know which one makes it any easier, if any of them do.
I don't think any of them do. Because
it doesn't shock me.
You're going to think about the game. You're going to think about what happened. If you're sore, if you're hurt, you're still going to hurt whether you're on a plane, a train, or a bus.
Right. Braxton Harris looking on. We talked about iron sharpens iron. Certainly iron is being sharpened here in these first 2 weeks plus for Campbell. Is plenty more on their slate. Ferguson pitches it out wide. And Carney gets submarine lookout, though, an injured ECU player. And that does not look great. Hopefully Journey Lattimore is okay, but he's the down player. Check that. Marion Lewis, redshirt sophomore, and helped off the field.
That's tough. You hate to see that happen at any time, but especially right now. But he's up trying to make a play. It looks like he pulled up even before the runner got over there.
Right there.
Oh, yeah, like he hyperextended his right knee. So hopefully that's all it is a hyperextension. But you see it. You hate to see that.
Hmm. 31 seconds left here. Fourth down and 11. We're running out of plays here, partner.
Not if the referee's happy.
Oh, I don't know if I said time. I only said plays.
Has elected to exercise that option. The clock will start on my signal.
So there you go, Campbell with the option to exercise that 10-second
Please put
runoff.
40 seconds on the
Over
play clock due to the defensive
500
injury.
yards of offense for ECU, 151 yards for Campbell. And we kind of expected a dominating performance for ECU, but even then, by that standard, this is pretty good for the Pirates.
But looking at it, Campbell has had the ball longer, 30 minutes and 16 seconds to ECU's 27 and 44. But you look at the 27 first downs to the 14 first downs. ECU has just absolutely dominated this game from start to finish.
There you go, a handshake at midfield as Blake Harrell and Braxton Harris exchange pleasantries. Final takeaways from this game, partner, before we say goodbye.
Well, this is how you expected East Carolina to step up and respond. Coming out their loss, coming up, open up the season 2025. They put Campbell on the schedule for this to get a W, and they got a W, and they got a W in a dominant way. So there's something they should feel really, really good about.
Well, that's going to wrap things up here in Greenville, where East Carolina wins 56-3. For my partner Doc Holliday and our entire production crew, this is Joe Torti. Good night from the Carolinas.